Magandang umaga,
Magandang hapon,
At magandang gabi.
mga kawika! Kami ang Ma,
Zoo,
Lee, at welcome sa unang episode ng
Lost in Translation!
Ang podcast kung saan usapang wika, identity, at lahat ng naiiwanang kwento sa pagitan ng mga salita. I'm Precious Maha A. Carabio,
I'm Zoo Minisea Alzate Pangilinan.
I'm Aliyah Emers di Tinaza.
and today we have a really deep topic. Kasi let's be real, language discrimination isn't just one thing. It shows up in different ways. Sa school, sa social media, sa trabaho, minsan sa pamilya pa. So sa episode na to, hati-hatiin natin yan because every part matters.
Alright, so let's start with a classic. Yung tinatawag na pa-social ka, pa-English-English ka dyan.
It's like my assumption agad na pag English ka magsalita, mayabang ka, di ba? Kahit hindi ka naman nangmamaliit. Like, that's just how we learn how to communicate.
True, pero yung reverse din ha. Pag baro ka naman sa English, biglang wala kang alam. So parang walang panalo, di ba?
Exactly. Either way kasi, someone always has something to say, di ba? At yun yung nag-create ng pressure na nagsasalita tayo in a certain way just to be accepted.
Which brings us to a good point. Why do we tie intelligence to English?
Alright, so let's talk about the classroom. Meron ba kayong English-only policy sa schools, no?
Girl, yes. Dati, pag nahuli kang nagtatagalog, may consequences. Parang, Sa sarili mong bansa, bawal kang magtagalog, may consequences?
That's like so wild to me. Like, I get it now we want to prepare students for a globalized world. But should that come at the cost of our own language?
And that's not just about yung language natin, di ba? Pansin nyo ba, kapag English yung report nyo, you're very much praised. Aminin nyo, totoo naman. Pero kung Filipino, kahit na mas insightful, parang less impressive siya sa tingin ng lahat.
Tapos, ang irony, kapag Filipino ang subject, parang walang gana yung mga students, diba? Pero kapag English class, biglang alert. Why? Kasi na-train tayo na English equals smart.
And that needs to be changed because being fluent in English doesn't automatically make you smarter. Just like speaking Tagalog doesn't make you less capable.
Tama.
Okay, next, social media. Kasi dito rin sobrang visible ng language shaming.
Like sa mga comment sections, di ba, may makikita ang nagsishare ng opinions, tapos ang unang ire-react ng mga tao, balik ko muna ng grade 1, mali yung grammar mo.
Yup, I've seen a lot of that and honestly, it shuts people down. It makes people scared to speak and lalo na kung di sila confident sa grammar or spelling nila.
True.
Pero minsan naman, valid naman yung sinasabi nila. Na distract lang yung tao sa grammar.
Instead of correcting someone's point, ang kino-correct yung grammar? How does that make sense? Hello, not everyone had the access to the same education.
Exactly. We should stop using language as a weapon. The internet is supposed to be a space for connection, not for elitism.
Alright, okay, so eto pa. Isa pang type ng language discrimination na hindi laging napag-uusapan. Regional language shaming. Like people from Visayas, Mindanao, or even Luzon being made fun of because of their dialect and their accent.
Oo. Yung mga nagsasalita ng Bisaya, Waray, and Kapampangan, minsan ginagaya pa sila on TV in a joking way. Parang lagi silang comic relief.
And that's not fair at all. They're speaking their own language. That's a source of pride, not something to laugh at.
Tama. And just imagine growing up in a place where your language is beautiful, rich, and expressive, diba? Pero ginagawang joke lang sa Manila.
Kaya nga, it's important to promote linguistic diversity talaga. Hindi lang Tagalog, hindi lang English. Lahat ng wika sa Pilipinas deserves respect.
Agreed.
Let's pause for a bit. I want us and everyone listening to answer this question. Have you ever been ashamed of the way you speak or made someone feel that way?
If oo, bakit kaya? And how did it really affect the way that you communicate today?
So, for me, yes. Kasi lalo na nung bata pa ako, parang I chose to be quiet na lang and change my way of speaking. Kasi, yung nakakalungkot, yung mismong kalahi mo pa yung nagbabash sa'yo. And it made me feel like I was different from them. And parang mas higher authority pa sila. Tapos, kahit yung tunay na wika talaga nila, Filipino. And nung nag-move ako sa UAE, I had to adjust. I had no choice to adjust to the language there. Because lahat ng age mate ko talaga English speaking. And slowly, nakalimutan ko na kung paano mag-Tagalog. And na-realize ko na habang tumatanda ako, nawawala yung connection ko sa aking loved ones. Especially na sa grandma ko. And kasi when I was speaking English, she doesn't know how to speak English kasi. And when you're young, we're the closest to each other and we're always speaking in Tagalog. And nung pumunta ako sa UAE, like nawala yung connection namin sa isa't isa because I don't know how to speak Tagalog na anymore. And yun nga, na-realize ko yung way ng pag-communicate ko na iba na. And that's why I changed. Kaya binago ko na yung way of pag-uusap ko. Depending on situation, di ba? Depending workplace or school, I will change it to English or to Tagalog and I will choose my words talaga. Because alam natin kung gaano kasakit yung na-judge ka based on your true language.
I moved to the UAE when I was, 2? But before that, first language talaga was Filipino. And moving here, English definitely became my first language more. Or I used it more often because of face-to-face school and all of that. But growing up then, the only way I could really communicate with my loved ones in the Philippines, lola, lolo, cousins, titas, titos, was through Tagalog because they're not as fluent in English. Though they try, which is really amazing of them kahit na, ayun. But there was always this barrier between us na you want to spark up a conversation more, you want to ask them more, kamusta po kayo, ganun ganyan. But of course, I'm young, I can't easily change my language as well as I do right now. So there was always that barrier between us na nagtatapos yung conversation before it ever truly began. Tamang, kumain na ba po kayo? Kamusta po kayo? Ah, okay. For me, it was alright. My day at school was fine. Ganon, ganyan. But the conversation would always just end there. Especially in kindergarten, when I was still getting used to living abroad. I had a few classmates that were also Filipinos and could talk Tagalog super well. I just noticed that they never really talked to me as much. Why? Because I wasn't as fluent in Tagalog. So, again, there's always that barrier between us. Even though ayaw mo, or you want to break that barrier, sometimes it's just hard. And coming from that experience, syempre, I don't want others to feel that way. Kaya yun, slowly adjusting. Like as Aliyah said kanina, know when to. Like in workplace, kung i-English ba ako, or choose my choice of words wisely, or kung magtatagalog ba ako, like when I'm talking with friends. So, it definitely affects a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Hindi lang sa workplace, hindi lang sa school, pero even sa personal life, or kahit sa sarili mo, where it's just hard to really figure out where mag-English pa ako, magtatagalog pa ako. I'm a Filipino. Of course, I need to speak Tagalog, I need to speak my dialect. Pero, minsan kasi mahirap din sa atin, and I think everyone should understand that you need to adjust, you need to consider other people's perspective as well, and definitely not shame them for only being able to speak English, for only being able to speak Tagalog, or for having any accent in the two. Kasi they're trying, we're all trying, and that's what matters.
I think you both grew up here in the UAE naman, like from the very young age. Ako, I've only been in the UAE for like almost 3, I don't know if almost 3 years or like magfo 4 years na. Basta, I went here when COVID happened. So, you know, back then when I was really young, I had this experience na, yung sinabi ko sa inyo last time, na we went to Manila. I grew up in the province, right? So, most of the language we speak there is Tagalog. Like, my family, relatives, friends, classmates are all Filipino and they speak Tagalog. And if you were to speak English, they're gonna tell you na hindi ka pa nga nagpupunta ng ibang bansa, ganyan ka na magsalita, like ang arte-arte mo. Ganun yung mga sinasabi nila. So, at that point in time, even though we were learning English, and I'm learning English from like YouTube, mga palabas, I didn't make it like an actual language for me that I speak fluently. So, when we went to Manila one time to do something there, I wanted to play with the kids in sa playground ng McDonald's. And then they told me, guys, this is so emotional. They told me, sabi ko, hi, gusto niyo bang makipagkaibigan? I told them, very nice. I'm very like outgoing kid, wow kid, you know, very extroverted. Tapos sabi ba naman, first time I said it, they ignored me. Second time I said it, they also ignored me. And then I was almost gonna give up. But then suddenly they told me, can't you see I'm playing with my friends? Bakit ganon? Filipino naman ako. Filipino yung kailangan kong salitain. We're still in Manila. We're still in the Philippines. No? Tapos, yun na, I grew up and I think that was the time where I started to learn English na talaga. Like, not because of that. I think at that time I didn't think much of it, but I know it left a lasting impact on me that I naturally learned English. So we would travel to Dubai and to other countries and then I would just be like, I know English now. I wasn't good at English when I first came to Dubai when I was young. Right, as a vacation. I didn't know how to communicate with like my dad and like my brothers, you know, because they all speak English. And then I just kept watching Peppa Pig. And then I came back to the Philippines, boom, marunong na ako mag-English.
Wow.
From Peppa Pig, thank you. Sponsored by Peppa Pig. Tapos yun na, COVID happened. Online classes became popular.
Normal.
Pinadala ko dito ni mom while I'm still online class in Philippines, diba? Tapos yun na, I became actually more confident in speaking English here because everyone's speaking English. It's the diversity here in Dubai that makes it awesome kasi there's kapwa kababayan, Filipinos. You talk to them in Filipino, no problem. But then it's also normal to speak in English. And then, you know, my mom's coworker, some of them speak French, some of them speak Arabic, Japanese, like that. So it's a really good experience to come here in Dubai as a place with diversity.
Mahal na mahal kita. And yung mag-ingat ka palagi. Parang iba sa feeling kaysa sa simple words na I love you.
Exactly.
Diba? Yung iba na
kinikilig
Filipino words.
Sorry, hindi ka nga lang. Kasi totoo naman. Totoo naman.
Parang it hits different when there are some Tagalog words talaga.
Exactly.
True.
That it feels like home. So, when you think about English, it's like professional, casual, ganon. Pero when you think about Tagalog, it's like, this is us. This is our identity. This is our home. And this is where we feel safe talaga. And yeah, yun.
Language natin, na casual language natin sa Tagalog, parang pag ginawa mo siyang English, parang magiging na siyang yung old, deep English language. Very poetic, very novel, like yung ganon.
Yung like sa English, ang daming explanation when you translate from Tagalog. But when you say in Tagalog, parang mahal kita.
Gets mo na yun. Tapos ang deep.
Payong sila, di ba? Yung mga, tapos gumagawa sila ng TikTok sa nila. Ano ba?
joke. If you say that in English, what do you mean, Jo? What do you mean? Like Alia said, it's us, it's who we are. Kahit, even if we're living abroad, parang iba pa din yung feeling na marinig yun.
Filipino talaga.
Tapos, like, di ba kapag abroad tayo, nahihiya tayong magtagalog.
Yeah.
Tapos, pag nagbakasyon ka ulit sa Philippines,
Naiyak ka naman mag-English.
yeah.
Hindi mo yung English. This is why we need diversity talaga.
We need to be more open-minded.
Language is always evolving.
Yes.
Like, even our way of life and yeah, the people, we're always evolving. Just like language. Every day, it is evolving to something new.
Yes.
And in jobs, job applications, kailangan talagang English.
Very. Pero we need to learn to adapt lang
Yes.
talaga.
We need to learn how to balance.
Everything.
So, like, safeguard English.
Safeguard
Pero, wag natin makakalimutan.
Ang ating wika. Shucks. Yes, exactly.
Tunay na tayo. Oh my
Buwan ng wika,
gosh!
Filipino
One
ako.
wika. Let's go.
Impromptu yun, guys.
Impromptu
That was a
speech.
very emotional and
Journey.
So, alam mo, the more we talk about this, the more I realize that Wika isn't just a tool. Totoo.
Tama.
Totoo. It's personal. It's tied to how we see ourselves and how others see us.
So, at the end of the day, language is supposed to connect us, not divide us. It's supposed to help us understand, not judge.
Exactly. So starting today, let's drop the grammar policy, accent
Yes.
shaming, and pasosyal na mga comments.
Instead, let's create spaces where people feel comfortable in speaking, whether that's in English, Filipino, Visaya, Ilocano, Taglish, or kahit mix pa man yan.
Your language doesn't define your worth, and your voice deserves to be heard.
3, 2, 1.
And that wraps up this episode of
Lost in Translation.
Grabe. Grabe talaga. Ang dami nating napag-usapan, but I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
Definitely. Kaya kung nakarelate kayo, or may sarili kayong kwento, we'd definitely love to hear it.
Let's keep this conversation going. Let's make this generation one that lifts others up with one voice, one language at a time. And once again, kami ang
Ma,
Zoo,
Lee.
and this was
Lost in Translation.
Woo! Wait, they don't love you like I love you. Sino yung kinakantahan mo niyan?
Hoy. Ay,
Ayun kasi
Magandang umaga, magandang hapon, magandang gabi.
Magandang
lahat mga kawika.
Mga kawika.
Okay, practice.
Okay.
and I thank you. Ay!
Tama!
May pinaparinggan ka ba yan?
Si ano ba yan?
Pag ito
Sa
hindi ko
IPT
nakat
mo?
talaga sa video.
Huwag mong ikat.
Mabuhay sa...
Mabuhay sa... Natin. Trial 1, 2, 3. Magandang umaga,
Magandang hapon.
At magandang gabi.
mga kawika. Kami ang Ma,
Zoo,
Lee.
and... Kinikilig. Bunga, bakit ka ba nananampalaki? Kanina ka pa. Ganun ka lang.
Talo na dyan.
Okay.
Magandang gabi.
Mga kawika. Kabayan! Ayun yung ayun yung introduction.
Azumi ni Say, isip na. Tatay, basang
Basa. Yung palab ko nga, basang-basa.
Same.
Pasman mo ako. Sorry po! Sorry po! I did it on purpose. A joke lang.
hot on ka. 3.
Latina as a Dave. Latina as a Dave.
Tinaza daw.
Si ano, si JM. Kaya pala lagi kang nagpe-pre. Si Precious pala crush mo.
Ano, ang ganda nun.
Ganyan.
Mali yung mama.
Yung takeaway.
Almost na
Almost
po.
done.
Almost na.
3, 2, 1.
And that wraps up this episode of
Lost in Translation!